Okay, what's poppin', YouTube? Hi, I'm Lindy. We've never officially met because I've only ever posted music videos on this channel. But I wanted to make another YouTube video where I'm actually talking to you guys. Because, like, what the hell? This channel has never had a cohesive element to it at any point in time, so why not? Okay, so this video is going to be about how to thrift clothes and flip them into something that you love. Okay, so how to thrift. First, recognize your privilege. Thrifting has become popularized in the recent years, but many people have never had another option to buy clothes at nicer stores. So, two, on that note, be respectful in thrift shops. Don't leave a mess of clothes everywhere, don't be rude or disrespectful to employees, and in general, don't just be like, it smells, or this place sucks. It's like, you don't want to be there, neither do the employees or the other people that have to shop there. Just don't have a bad attitude. Like, it's rude, it's uncomfortable, just don't. Be nice. Okay. 3, going off of 2, this shouldn't be as big an issue, but don't get too many things. I'm not saying that you can't get more than X amount of items, but really consider everything that you're going to purchase. You know, like if it makes you excited and happy, totally buy it. But if it's something just kind of cute and you don't know how often you'll wear it, it might just sit in the back of your closet for years until you end up giving it away back to the thrift shop you got it from. Maybe don't buy it, you know, leave it for someone else. I'm not saying you can't, obviously, because like the second half of this video is going to be me teaching you how to take like just okay pieces of clothing and like making them into something that you love. But I'm just saying, if you're getting a lot of stuff and you don't really care about some of the pieces, just maybe leave them for someone else. Like I mentioned before, like many people don't have options to shop elsewhere. And because thrifting has become popular, a lot of people that thrift don't follow these rules and take every last cute thing they find. And this is not an issue for like the shops themselves. They're probably like, sweet, business is booming. But many people have to shop there, and it's an issue for them. So think of it in this way. Tiny houses and their gentrification. This took a turn. The group of people that used to make fun of lower income housing, like the people that have to live in trailer homes and the like, the people that made fun of them have now made a trendy version of these trailer homes, which is just a tiny house. A house on a trailer, so it can go anywhere. It's super appealing, millennial. Also, bindies and cornrows and how they're just, you know, cultural appropriation. Many people of color were and still are made fun of for their culture. Like black women's hair has become politicized. The group of people that make fun of these people of color are the same people that sometimes just wear bindies to Coachella and dreadlocks to Lollapalooza, you know, just like music festival looks. This all goes back to thrifting. May not seem related, but hang on. This all goes back to thrifting and why you need to be respectful. The difference between people living in trailer homes and these tiny house builders, women of color and Coachella goers, and people thrifting and lower income families shopping is that it is a choice for the privileged groups and not for the minorities. Building a tiny house for traveling is a choice. Wearing saris for fashion is a choice. A bad one, but it's a choice. And going thrift shopping is a choice, because in the end, it's a choice for us because we have other options. Other people don't. So sorry for going off like that, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand why you should be respectful at thrift shops and why you shouldn't buy out the entire store. Okay. 4, a real thrifting tip. I normally look for clothes that have like something interesting about them. Like if I really like the color of something, I'll get it. Like the fabric, like I'll get it. That has like a really weird feature that I like the cutouts in the shirt I'm going to flip in this video. Or like these shirts, like this one with the weird like septum like ring on it, and the cashmere sweater with the weird necklacey detail. Like if you're planning on flipping it, you don't have to love it yet, you just have to see its potential. Like In the future, I'm planning on like going to search for a pair of jeans that are, you know, kind of high-waisted, so I can turn them into like boyfriend-style jeans that fit me perfectly. But I know that the jeans I end up getting for the project are not going to be like incredible from the get-go. But just also keep in mind, guys, that size doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter if something doesn't fit you. Okay, in all seriousness, I never usually worry about what size something is. It's usually easiest to pick something that's about your size or anything bigger. If something is too small for you, you can still get it. It'll just take a little more finesse to fix it to fit you. Okay. Fifth, the final tip. Be patient when you are thrift shopping. If you're only willing to spend like 15 minutes in a store, you're probably not going to find anything that you like. Thrifting is basically like finding a buried treasure. You've got to be willing to scour the clothing racks for a while and also be willing to try like weird stuff. My rule of thumb is almost always, if I find something weird as hell, or if I find an item of clothing that like says something ridiculous, like extra points if it's something that I can't relate to at all, it's always a good idea to try it on, because I normally end up getting it. They're fun, okay? I have a shirt that I made into a crop top that says Mommy Sport Jeans, because it's like a cute color and I like the font. It was originally a maternity top. And a shirt that says Pimpin' Ain't Easy. That's why I became a dentist. What? Really? And also a shirt that's talking about like how grandchildren are bomb and so are grandmas, and you know, just clothes like that are like just funny, you know? They're like kind of bold in all senses. Like the saying is like what, but the colors are normally always like kind of weird. And if the colors aren't weird, then the font is weird. It's always a terrible font, and that's the best part. Oh my god, it's the best. So those are my tips for thrifting, and now we'll get to the DIY part of the video. But just remember, thrifting is a privilege, so be respectful, be kind to the employees and the other people there, but also just like have a lot of fun. Don't be too serious, because you will have a good time. I always do. Okay? Flip it. That was so awkward. Okay, so this is the shirt that I picked to flip because I was drawn to like the color blue it was and the weird little cutouts it had. Here's what it originally looked like on. I could have left it the way it was and gone with that like Adam Sandler chic look, but like, I don't know, I had other plans for it. So I keep all my sewing stuff under my bed, and I'm going to grab my sewing box where I keep like my pin cushion and my thread, and also grab my sewing machine. Keep in mind all the stuff I do could be done by hand sewing, but it's like a billion times easier, faster, and more precise with the machine. So if you're even considering it, you should definitely save up a little and get one. I got mine like 4 years ago. It's a Singer Sewmate, and I definitely think it's a good starting machine. And it's not a bad price. If I remember correctly, it was only about $130. But this is how I'm setting up. I don't have a desk because I'm in college and I live in a more than 100-year-old house, so my room is too small for both a dresser and a desk. People were smaller then, I don't know. So I just have my trusty foldable TV dinner tray and set up my machine there. I'm starting to work on this shirt by seam ripping off both sleeves, just cutting like right through the threads that are attaching the sleeves to like the body of the shirt. You can use scissors for this, but it's like a lot faster with the seam ripper. Make sure you're only cutting the threads connecting the sleeve to the shirt. In this moment I was spacing out a bit, and I cut the entire shoulder of the shirt open instead of the sleeve. So that was really good. So here I'm gonna have the two unattached sleeves now, and then you're just gonna throw them away and make a bro tank. And you'll look amazing. Okay, so take a fitted shirt and use like a piece of newsprint, just like a big piece of paper, and take a shirt that already fits you. And then I'm gonna go here and trace the width of it and the hem of the sleeve. Once I had that drawn out, I put another newsprint piece on top and pinned them together, and after pinning them together, I cut the two pieces out. Okay, in this poorly filmed clip, I'm pinning the newsprint pieces to each sleeve, and you can't really see because it's like right out of the frame, but I'm trying to match the top edge of the pattern to the edge of my sleeve so I can keep that beautiful cutout area intact. And then I move the cutout down the sleeve, like slid it down, still matching at the edge until the other corner of the pattern was touching the hem of the sleeve. There I pinned the paper onto both of them. Okay, so in this poorly angled clip, I couldn't find my fabric scissors, so I'm using like my tragically dull rotary cutter on a mat to cut the bottom and the kind of S-curve side of the sleeve to match the pattern. So real quick, I'm an idiot and forgot that the measurement of the sleeve I drew out did not include the seam allowance I needed, but I realized this after I cut off the bottom hem of the sleeve already. Luckily, I remembered to add the seam allowance to the edge where it will be attached to this shirt body, like the S-shaped part. But a rule of advice, if you're making a pattern from a traced item of clothing, always add at least a centimeter to like even an inch for seam allowance. Either add that by drawing it on the pattern, or just add it when you're cutting, remembering to cut not right on the pattern, but like a centimeter away from it. It's usually safer to add it to the paper itself so you don't accidentally forget when you're cutting and realize only after you have to sew the sleeves back onto the shirt that your arms are suffocating like somebody I know. Me. I messed up. Okay, now's the part where I have to make the body fit me. So I took the same fitted shirt from before to use as a measurement. I turned my thrifted shirt inside out and laid the fitted one on top of it and making sure it was centered down the middle. And after that, I pinned the thrifted shirt around the contours of the fitted one. Okay, so now it's day 2 of working on this. I threaded my sewing machine with a light blue thread that I already had. And make sure you always backstitch at the beginning and the end of a hem so it keeps the stitch more reinforced and it'll be less likely to become undone with multiple wears. So, you know, did it, backstitched, sewed straight down a line of pins, making sure to remove each pin before I sewed over it and put them back into the pin cushion, and then finished up both sides. I tried it on after turning it right side out and it fit pretty well. It's still a bit bulky because of the extra fabric that's now sewn on the inside. So to fix the bulkiness, I turned it back inside out and used a pair of scissors that sucked because I still can't find my fabric shears, and I cut off the extra fabric outside the new hem I just sewed. Okay, this is one of the hardest to explain parts. I did something wrong again in the video, shocker. For this you'll want both of the sleeve pieces now. In the video I have the shirt inside out and I'm pinning the sleeves to it right side up. Luckily I caught this mistake before it was sewn because although that would have made the sleeve fabric and shirt fabric facing the same direction as one another, the hem would have been on the outside when the shirt was right side out, which was not the goal. So when you re-sew the sleeves on, you should have the body of the shirt right side out and have the sleeve piece upside down.
I lined up the S-curve edge to one of the sleeves and made sure the bottom corner of the sleeve piece matched the bottom corner of the sleeve hole, and the top point of the sleeve piece matched the top point of the sleeve hole. I then pinned all of that, making sure all of the edges were touching each other, and when they were pinned, I did a weird folding flippy thing to get the rest of the sleeve pinned to the other side. Okay, so now I'm just sewing that complicated mess of shirt and unattached sleeves. I'm sewing it on both sides. When you're done, you should have a shirt with sleeves that just aren't connected at the bottom. I didn't get a video of this, but I turned the shirt inside out and just hemmed the bottom of the sleeves that weren't connected. If there's a little hole where the sleeve's bottom corner isn't connected to the shirt hole, just sew over the shirt hem and sleeve hem in one line, making sure the line of thread is like close enough inside that it's past the hole. So I tried it on, and because of that mistake, when I was cutting the sleeves a couple minutes ago, my arms felt like they were constrained in that blood pressure checker that they put on your arm at the doctor's office. So I had to use some pieces of scrap fabric and seam rip open the sleeve hem and a little bit of the shirt hem and sewed a rectangular scrap to all of those pieces. I folded the end of the scrap fabric back onto itself and sewed over it, trying to mimic the original hem of the sleeves. Here's what it ended up looking like. Not good, but not terrible. Luckily, the armpit area isn't as visible, so, I mean, they fit now, so that's what matters. Here's what it looks like now that it fits me. There's something about it that still screams like, I'm retired and now bowling is my life. Now, like I do with almost every shirt I thrift, I'm gonna turn this into a crop top even though I'm self-conscious about my stomach. Whenever I make crop tops, I almost always figure out where I want the shirt to hit my stomach and cut about an inch below it for seam allowance. I remembered this time. But I put in pins to one, mark where I want it to be cut, and two, to hold the shirt together while it's being cut, so the bottom of the hem won't be as uneven. Before I cut, I removed the button right where I needed to cut, and then I used the trash scissors to go right along the edge of the pins. I flipped the shirt inside out, and then I folded the fabric onto itself to make the hem about 1 inch thick. I kept the shirt buttoned for this part to make sure that the overlapping pieces of fabric in the front stay the same length, but I'll unbutton it when I hem it on the machine. Here's me hemming it with the shirt undone. I hemmed it once near the top, as you can see me doing right now, and then, not on video, I added a second row of stitching to keep it flat and not puffing up like it is that you might be able to see right now. So the last step was to hem it, so here is the before picture again. And next I'll show you 2 looks that I came up with for the shirt, dressed more casual and more professional-ish, if you can call it that. I don't know, get ready for a vain montage. Okay, this shot isn't as cohesive as the first one because I just shot the first one. And like, I hope it's not still doing it.
should I check? No, I'm not gonna check. It's fine. You can see even my nose up. That's okay. No, it's like my head is like at the bottom of the screen. And also I kept doing that and I just realized I'm still doing that, so I will not have a double joystick. Okay, hey, thanks guys for watching my first real deal video. It honestly like means the world to me. God, I don't want it to sound like it's Thirsty Thursday, my dudes. Okay, I don't want to sound like an Oscars acceptance speech. Like, I genuinely mean that, because, like, this made me so anxious. But it's happening, and you watched it, so that's, like, good. Thank you. But I would definitely recommend hitting up your local Goodwill or, like, any other thrift shop and find some, like, random pieces and make it yours. Honestly, there's, like, no better feeling in the world than when you finish a clothing item and it perfectly fits you, it's exactly your style, and nobody else in the world will ever have something like that. Like, you made it yours. And it's unlike any other piece of clothing in the world. And there's like almost 8 billion people in the world, so that's like impressive. You know? You're the only one with that fancy shirt now. Because you made it into a crop top, you crazy gal. But thank you for watching. Like it if you, like, I don't know, want to watch it again in the future. That's usually why I like videos. I don't really know how liking a video, like, helps, like, the creator exactly. But, like, I do know it, like, does something. I think it does. I'm not trying to be quirky right now. Like, I genuinely don't know what it does. I think maybe more people might. I don't know. It would boost my self-esteem though. So that's why you should like it. It would boost my self-esteem a lot more though. You want to like subscribe and also like share this video. Talk about how cute I am. No, okay. But also maybe like comment like what you want me to do a tutorial on, or just like any video in the future. I do more than just sew, I promise. Like, I have my portfolio online. Yeah, it's gonna be in the description. I just decided it's down below. Go look at stuff I've done if you want to. I'm like literally so passive. I'm like, if you wanna, you don't have to. Like, shit, like, do it or don't. I'd like you to though. Oh, and I'm also gonna put my social media links down there as well because I'm a real YouTuber now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching for like the 70th time. Honestly, thank you. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And I have no idea what that is going to be, so